Hello, everyone, and welcome to the official Zen Project 8 beta launch. I'm Cassiah Jay. I want to welcome all of you who are tuning in for week 5. I'm here today with celebrity fitness and nutrition expert and Zen brand ambassador, Mark MacDonald. Hi, Mark.
Hello, Cassiah. How you doing?
I am doing fantastic. It's so good to have you here.
I love being here. We are kicking off week 5 in style. We rocked Salt Lake City together. We ate all our meals together. I'm excited for this week, and we're teaching about thriving and making the most of it.
Well, we are going to have a great show. So for those of you who are watching who are maybe new, I want to invite you to come over to zenproject8.com. On that site, let me go ahead and share my screen. You guys can actually see the 3 phases, and on the top, right here, you can click on Hangouts, which is where we're at right now, to watch the previous recordings of any of the coaching calls that Mark and I have done in the past few weeks. And at the bottom, if you scroll down, there are actually 8 steps to getting started in the program. The one I would like to specifically point out to you guys tonight is joining our Project 8 Facebook community. And this is so important because when you click here, of course, go through the other steps. When you click here, you can come into our group, and on the top right-hand side here, you'll see files. So what we want to do is we want to invite all of you guys to download these files and make sure that you have all of the information that you need for the program. So you can see there's 3 phases, the detox, the ignite, and the thrive, and you want to just click here and download those PDFs that Mark has prepared for everyone. So again, that's zenproject8.com. You can get the Facebook link, and that is where you want to go to get all of your information. All right, it is week 5, Mark. I can't believe it. The title of tonight's show, we're moving into the Ignite phase now, and the title is Making the Plan a Way of Life. So can you just tell the audience a little bit about what they can expect tonight, and if there's anything that you want to cover before we go into our rapid fire Q&A?
Yeah, first off, we're over halfway done. I mean, that's once you're an hour past halfway mark, you're over halfway done. So this is the biggest thing. We're going to talk about thriving phase 3, which is really living your life, and walk you through the entire thing. But there's one point I want everyone to know. If you're not at your weight goal yet, if you still feel like you want to maximize your fat burning, many of you have asked already, yes, you can stay on the Ignite phase for the next 4 weeks. So we'll be talking about that tonight. Cassiah and I will be covering it. But whether you're going to dive into the Thrive phase now or maybe 4 weeks from now, you're going to learn about it. And the whole goal, when we were in Salt Lake City, Cassiah, and we were talking and we were looking at everything, the whole objective here is we want to keep thinking about balance. So when you look at the quote here, I want you to think about what is, when you 4 weeks ago, you took this on, what was the main part? A lot of times we make a run, we want to dive into something. And we make our health take over our profession, our lifestyle, our relationships. We don't go out and eat. We don't spend as much time with our friends and our family. We maybe slack off a little bit here and there on work to give our health that extra push. But what's important that you understand that this is way beyond an 8-week experience for you. This needs to become part of your lifestyle. So as you take on these next 4 weeks, I want you to keep looking at what can you do. What hours that you give to your health can you adjust from your profession, that you can adjust from your relationship, that you can adjust from your lifestyle, so that when we sit here 8 weeks from now, we're celebrating and you're making this a way of life, your health is cemented into everything, not just for you, but for your friends and your family. So start looking at that now. That's your focus for these next 4 weeks. How's that sound, Cassiah?
I love that. It's so true about balance, how, we need to look at ourselves as like $1 million racehorse. How do we take care of our bodies, and are we being reverent, and are we choosing the right foods to put into them? So it is about balance, and it's not a sprint. It certainly is a marathon. And Mark, I'm so excited to do this program with everybody. I'm so excited about the information that you've been sharing. I just think it's a way of life. So I know that's what we're talking about tonight, but before we get started, we have our rapid Q&A session. I've got I got a couple doozies here for you. Are you ready?
I'm a little nervous, but I do want to say one thing. We have our new Zen Project 8 shirts coming here. So I am wearing this, everybody. So just get ready, because there's some nice swag that's going to be sharing come March at Lead.
I'm loving them. They look amazing. Okay, question number 1. I have a friend who wants to start the program. How do they do that?
Yeah, well, you already covered it. So number one, go to zenproject8.com and look at those 8 steps. But so many people are asking in the group about, what about the Hangouts from week 1, week 2? All you have to do is click on when you go to zenproject8.com, click on Hangouts, and underneath even this week 5, you'll see, just scroll down, you'll see week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Make sure they start with week 1, and then as you get through these coaching experiences, we're leading you every step of the way. Follow the phases, follow the coaching, have them dive in.
Absolutely, and everything is recorded. So if you want to go back, you can watch the replays like Mark said by clicking on Hangouts at zenproject8.com. All right, second question. I still have weight and fat to lose. Do I stay in the Ignite phase?
Yes, you do, and I already shared that, and I'm going to keep reiterating that this entire webcast. So look, the Thrive phase, we bring dairy back in, gluten back in. There's a lot that's coming back in, a nice little weekly off-plan meal, maybe some alcohol. So there's some freedom that comes with this. So if you want to keep progressing at the rate you currently are and you don't feel burnt out, you're saying, hey, I got the edge still, then stay in the Ignite phase. Give it another 4 weeks and make a run, because you will love the after pictures if you do that.
Perfect. Okay, question number 3 says, I saw you and Cassiah filming in Utah for Zen Project 8. What are those videos and what else is coming in March?
Yeah, so Cassiah, we talked about this all in Utah, and it is exciting. So just get ready, because in Vegas at the Wynn Hotel in Leeds, we are launching everything, a full interactive recipe site, full coaching video. So what Cassiah and I did was lead, just like these webcasts, lead through step by step, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. So once someone takes on the program, there's going to be coaching videos that will cover the detox phase and your mindset and the Ignite phase and how to master your sleep. And beyond that, just an entire overall experience that will let you have the program, the phase guides, everything will be updated, robust, and allow you to win every step of the way. And not just you, everyone that you want to experience this program and coaching alongside of.
That's right. I'm excited. It's going to be a fun time. All right, question number 4. This is a good one. I like this one, Mark. I can totally relate, and I think a lot of people can relate. It says, I think I have an emotional attachment to food. How do I change it?
I have one too. I think we all have an emotional attachment to food.
Right?
This is the deal. Food is a payoff. So I love pizza. So when I have a tough day and I need an escape, and we all, no matter how well adjusted you might be, we have stress in our life, and you might need an escape and a release. And food is one of those releases. So this would be my invitation. The mistake people make is they feel like when they're doing a program, they have to just say, oh, I have to suck it up. I have to have willpower. No, no, no. Replace that payoff with something else. So even though I love pizza, I replace that with something that's going to move me towards my goal. So watching a movie, playing up. Me and Hunter will dive into a Nerf war gun. We'll go to Sky Zone and play indoor trampoline dodgeball. We'll watch a TV show. I'll do something with hope. So I find a positive escape that still gives me that release I want, but it's taking me closer to my goal. So I'm just simply replacing that emotional attachment to food.
So smart. Very, very good advice. So it's just about replacing it. When we want to reward ourselves, have the willpower to just replace it with something else that can be still really fun and enjoyable. Love that.
Yeah, write those down, Write down what those things are. Start exploring them so that and then when you need that release at the end of the day, go to that instead of food.
Great, great advice. Okay, question number 5. Is it okay to bring a cup of coffee back into the program, or will it affect my results?
Yeah, I saw that on the Facebook community today that I replied to. Yes, you can bring a cup of coffee back. Someone asked, is that going to affect my result? It's not going to affect your results. Let's talk about why we detox coffee. So your body's battery is your adrenal gland, and it works just like how a phone has a battery and uses electricity to charge. Your adrenal gland is that body, and sleep recharges that. Now, the problem is that many of us go too long without sleep, and we get sleep deprived, and then we use caffeine, particularly coffee, to become a fake charger. So it forces our body fake energy. And eventually, your body becomes reliant on that caffeine, which then makes you over-release your stress hormone cortisol, and that slows down your metabolism, makes you hold fluid, and works against balancing your blood sugar, makes you store fat. So we detox you so that your body's not relying on caffeine. If you love coffee, as I do, bring it back in, Just keep it to a cup a day. And as long as you're not relying on it and it's not interfering with your sleep, it's fine. Don't worry about it affecting your results as long as you keep it moderate.
Excellent. Okay, good to know. So the next question, question number 6 says, if I'm getting bored with my exercise, what should I do? Any advice for people who want to work out?
Yes, so exercise can be boring. I walked on a treadmill way too long. So this is the deal. Find movements that you like, but pick up a sport. You know, you might be saying, well, Mark, I'm not a big athlete. It's okay. Start listing things you want to do. Maybe it's racquetball. Maybe it's tennis. Maybe it's soccer. Maybe it's volleyball like Cassiah. Maybe it's basketball. But find something that you enjoy that allows you to feel like you're active without exercising. That's the key. Look at it. Maybe it's jumping on a trampoline. But if you feel like you're getting bored with your exercise, you got to expand your boundaries and start exploring.
Excellent. Okay, yep. Lots of great ways to be active and move your body. We talked about that on one of the last Hangouts. I love that. Okay, question number 7. Should I take Zen Shape? Zen Shape right here, just so we're all clear on what we're talking about. This is Zen Shape, your capsules. So should I take this on an empty stomach?
Yeah, so Zen Shape and Zen Fit work better on an empty stomach. And this is how you can do it. It doesn't have to be totally empty, but a lot of people were taking their Zen Shape with a meal. You want to take it 30 minutes before a meal. So Zen Shape is a metabolism enhancer. It allows you to maximize your fat burn. It helps with your fat hormone leptin, which makes you release stored fat, and it helps keep your body moving. And Zen Fit is a muscle protector. So you want to take both of them before a meal, 30 minutes. So typically you could do it first thing in the morning and then eat 30 minutes later, or you could do it 30 minutes before your mid-morning, 30 minutes before your mid-afternoon meal, and that will maximize the results.
Perfect. Okay, so Zen Shape and Zen Fit, which I don't have, but that's our little amino sticks that you mix in water. So you want to take both of those on an empty stomach. Okay, great. So that answers question number 7 and 8. So we'll move on to question number 9, which is, why had dairy and gluten bloated me in the past?
Yeah, so dairy, when you look at dairy, it comes from milk. And that's a great thing about Zen Pro. And when we look at the new improved shake that we're launching in March, it still comes from milk, a whey base, but it has very low lactose. But lactose is what's found, it's the sugar found in milk. And lactose is very difficult for your body to break down because you need an enzyme in your stomach called lactase. So if someone says they're lactose intolerant or they're lactose deficient, it means they don't have enough of that enzyme that will break down that sugar molecule. In addition, dairy it can cause a mucus increase in your body as well, which causes inflammation. Now, gluten is a protein found in bread products, and it gives that bread that chewiness, that elasticity that we love. And that's very hard for your body to break down. So many people, they get bloated from it. And then as we continue to see food being altered, genetically modified, the quality of food makes it even harder in your digestive system. So in essence, Cassiah, you get bloated because it's not easy for your body to break down. And that's why in the detox phase and ignite phase, we really want to minimize dairy and gluten, eliminate them. And then in the thrive phase, you want to minimize adding them back in to make sure that you don't get bloated.
Very interesting. Great explanation of that. I didn't realize that with gluten and dairy. That's interesting. So thank you for clearing that up. All right, guys. Question number 10 is, can kids do this program? Let's hear it, Mark.
Yeah, so this is the deal. Whenever you're doing any type of program, whether you're adult or you're a child, you must consult with a doctor. You always want to make sure that because there could be medical challenges and you have to get approval of that. But let's talk high level here. The program, the education is blood sugar stabilization. What are you doing? You're eating a protein, a fat, and a carbohydrate, real food. You know, that's Hunter, my son, my 10-year-old son, has been following eating in threes since he was a little baby, because that's what babies do. Hope does that right now with breast milk. But once you start eating real food, you want to do that. So yes, your kids can do this with you. We don't want to create an alien a separation, but you know, your kids don't need a detox. They don't need to do an ignite phase. They don't have to take these products from a result-oriented aspect. But if they want to take a shake, go for it. If they want to eat the real foods, go for it. And just have them eat healthy with you. So yes, your kids can rock it right alongside of you.
Perfect. That's what I love about your program so much. Is it really is a lifestyle. And I know that's what we're talking about tonight. I know we're also moving into the thrive phase. So what's interesting to me is we talk a lot about eating in threes, right? Our protein, fats, and carbs. We've got 3 phases: detox, ignite, and thrive. And now we've got 3 steps of each phase. And so there's 3 steps of the thrive phase. So why don't you share with the audience our 3 steps?
Yeah, I love when we were doing the filming because it's all about threes. I learned that earlier, that we can retain information. And so it's eating in threes, the 3 phases, and every phase has 3 steps. So the 3 steps are: we're going to reprogram, we're going to diversify, and we're going to energize. And just one thing, the thrive means to prosper and flourish. And that's what making a way of life is all about, that this becomes something you own forever, not a quick fix in time, but something that you see yourself, hey, I can do this forever.
Perfect. Okay, good explanation. I want to thrive. Like, who doesn't want to thrive in their life? Perfect. All right, so step number 1, you said reprogram. So what does it mean to reprogram?
So this is the challenge that people have. We get all excited because that's why I started with that quadrant picture of why your health has to be a high priority in your life, like everything else that's a priority. Mm-hmm. The reality is this, that when people get a result, they push hard, life pushes back, and then they lose that result. Everyone's got internally something called a weight regulating mechanism. And I want you to think about the room you're sitting in right now. Let's say you have it's a temperature, it's set at 70 degrees. That's the thermostat. If that room went above 70 degrees, you'd have an AC unit come on to cool it. If it went below 70, you would have a heater come on to raise the temperature, to maintain that. That's exactly how your body works. Your body has an internal weight regulating mechanism, and it's a set point. And it tells your body to waste or store calories to hold that weight. So let's say that you made your 8-week, you're rocking it. By the end of these 8 weeks, you drop this particular amount of weight, body fat, you feel great. To reprogram your body, you must hold that result for at least 2 months to actually reprogram and reset that set point. If you go back to something else, if you go on a 2-week food binge and you gain everything back, that result won't stay. So not only do we want you to get this great result with the program, we want you to hold it, which will then reprogram your set point. And then as you set new goals, you can then make another run.
What a perfect example of the thermostat. I love that because it creates such a great visual for all of us. And I didn't realize you actually need 2 months of, stabilization. That's really important. And I love how you talk about this really being an ongoing plan and how we can live this and thrive. So reprogramming is such an important component. The next
and one more thing on it too, Cassiah, on that. This is why when people get older, when they get to 40 and 50 and 60, and they feel like, hey, all of a sudden I just gained weight, it's because of every choice you made. Because every time you skip a meal, every time you overeat, that set point gets higher and higher and higher. So with this program, with what you're doing, you can actually not only just make a moment in time of reprogramming your metabolism to a point, but we can lower your set point as low as you want it to be to increase the speed of your metabolism.
Very interesting. I appreciate that so much too, because my husband always talks about like a lot of things in life are out of our control, but what we can control is what we put in our mouths. So we need to be so conscious about what we're eating and how we're feeding ourselves. So when we do, as we age and as we get older, we get more fit and more in shape and take better care of our bodies. So that's fantastic. All right. So I'm excited to reprogram my body. Next step is diversify. So do you want to fill us in on what it means to diversify?
Yeah, it means exactly what we've been talking about with the food frenzy, with optimizing your exercise. What I would answer the question about the sport. This is the deal, that you're either in a rhythm or you're in a rut. And it's easy to be in a rhythm and then something happens. You have a sick child, you have a big work project, you travel for 5 days. Something throws you out of your rhythm. And then you start falling into a rut. Diversification prevents that. If you just keep eating chicken and eventually you don't like chicken anymore, you're going to start falling off plan. If you get bored with your exercise and you start waking up every day saying, oh, not another 30 minutes of exercise, you're in trouble. So stay ahead of the curve. Keep telling yourself that. Write that down. Stay ahead of the curve. Every week you need to experiment, and we've talked about this. Find 1 or 2 new recipes that you start diving into. That's why you have to be engaged in the Facebook group. Start looking at new ingredients, adding cinnamon, adding something like parsley and garlic and onion. Start looking at a sport and other exercises that keep things fresh to you. Diversification allows you to stay in rhythm and prevents you from falling into a rut.
That's so true. Even when it comes to like my shakes, I try to change them up every day. So I'm not drinking the same shake. Like sometimes I drink them with berries, and sometimes I like them a little bit more chocolatey, and sometimes I'll add special ingredients, like just changing them. Sometimes I do green shakes that have a little bit of superfoods in them. So just changing it up keeps from being dull and having the same stuff. So it's so important, even in the way we move our bodies, not to get burnt out of stuff. So I know you mentioned about energize, and that's the third step of this phase. So it sounds like they're all very cohesive. What do you mean by energize?
You know, we talked about the detox phase where you cut, clean, flush, and then we talked about your ignite phase when you burn, sculpt, and restore. And then with your thrive, your reprogram, your diversifying, and energizing is actually taking your program beyond yourself. It's engaging your family and your community. So we want to build upon this diversification. Maybe it's joining a walking group in your neighborhood where you become the leader of this, and you find 5 other members, men and women, that want to start walking 30 minutes, so you keep that exciting. Maybe you have a community, or you're part of a club that has 30 different members, and every one of you create a new recipe, and then the first of each month you start sharing, and each of you bring a new recipe. Now you have 30 new recipes for that month. These are things where energizing is taking your message, your results beyond you. Making your program a way of life. It can't just be a moment in time. It has to be something that lets you reprogram how your body works from a metabolism perspective, allows you to prevent the boredom and stay in rhythm, and allows you to then engage other people that you love, your family and friends, to experience it with you. That's how you permanently prosper, flourish, and thrive for life.
Well, that sounds like anyone can do that, Mark. So sign us all up for that. But that being said, I think the question that everybody wants to know is, what are the main foods that we're looking at now in the Thrive phase, and what types of exercise do you recommend as we move into this next phase?
Yeah, so as I pull up, as you already showed about the download aspect, so make sure you download everything. But this is the phase, and you see reprogram, diversify, and energize. And basically, here's a little sample meal plan where same philosophy, you got your breakfast where you have a protein, fat, and carb. And an example, as I'm going to show some of the new foods we're adding, a Greek yogurt with some almonds and some berries. And then you have your Zen Pro shake with your Zen shake. And then you would look at your protein, fat, and carb where you could have blackened tilapia with some seasoned mayo and a whole wheat tortilla. And then your Zen Fit, but you could do your Zen Fit and Zen shake there as well in that mid-afternoon. And then your dinner, where you bring in some halibut with some sweet potatoes and some butter there, and some cinnamon. And so these are the things where you can start bringing it in. And your mid-afternoon, you might want to shift to a real meal, or you can keep doing your shake 2 to 3 times. And now we start looking at the foods we're adding. Cassiah, just take a step back here because we're adding some good ones.
All right.
Protein-wise, Greek yogurt, we're bringing dairy back in. But remember what I talked about with dairy. So cheese sparingly, cottage cheese, Greek yogurt. These are things that we can add. Everything in red is new to the Thrive phase. Butter, guacamole, mayonnaise, salad dressing, sour cream. When we started this journey together, I said, we're going to take some stuff away, but I'm never going to tell you you can't have something for the rest of your life, because the moment I say that means you want it. So remember, these are foods that you can add back in, but they are more processed. They're not the cleanest food, so you have to use them. You have to ask yourself, and this is what I start doing, do I really want that? Does that really make me feel good? I don't really have Greek yogurt anymore because it bloats me still. So I avoid that. So you have to start determining what is worth it and what's not. And then we're going to start adding bread and pasta. If you're going to bring bread back in, I would suggest you do something like Ezekiel bread, or you choose gluten-free cereal, gluten-free things that allow you to continue optimizing and not get bloated from that. And then with the free foods, we add a little bit of salt, we add some barbecue sauce, some ketchup, some mustard, once again, in moderation. And then one more thing right here, Cassiah, if we scroll down, here are some great recipes: a Greek yogurt parfait, a fresh tuna sandwich, and then a crock-pot turkey chili. These are all things that are bringing in fresh foods that you can implement in your Thrive phase.
Those look so good. And that's another reason why we love our Facebook group, because in there you'll see a variety of recipes. Also, hang tight, guys, because remember, we're still in beta. So we're working on getting great recipes and having all that laid out on the new site for you guys that will be launched in March. So bear with us for just a little while. So Mark, one final question that the audience has is, can we add a cheat meal? So can you just walk us through what that looks like? These all sound great. You're talking about free foods and things you've added, but people want to know, well, what else can you add?
Yeah, let me I'm going to bring back that, the document. So when you come back to the document, there's one, you'll see in the new, remember these are, and Cassiah, you made a great point. These are all beta documents. There's going to be a rule book in the future, like a guideline book. I don't like the word rule, but a guideline book from the get-go. But all of this is, make sure that you're looking at guidelines to optimizing your portion sizes. You're still eating in threes. If you're not hungry, if you're hungry before the 3 hours, make sure that you eat. And then when we come here, we're starting to look at, add the 6th meal, and then you can reboot your plan. If you fall off and you feel like you need another detox, you can always reboot. This is something that you can consistently build on. But if we talk about your cheat meal, let me go back to the video for that, because I want to be able to see you on this. An off-plan meal, I love off-plan meals, and I hate the word cheat because it makes it sound like you're doing something wrong. When you thrive, this has to be something you can make an experience out of. So basically what you want to do is one meal, not a day. Someone came to me and said, Mark, can I do a whole day? No. One meal. And what you do is you eat in threes all the way up to that. You go for it. Like I go to Outback and I'll have some bread and a bloomin' onion and a salad and a cheeseburger and then a thunder from down under. So I'll go for it. And then that next meal, 4 hours later, I get right back on plan. And I just stay on that in one plan, one off-plan meal a week. If you're eating 6 meals a day, 7 days a week, that's 42 meals. You can get away with one off-plan meal. Just be great the rest of it. So have fun and go for it.
I love that. Okay, so just to reiterate one more time, if we aren't at our goals yet, what should we do?
If you're not at your goals yet, avoid the off-plan meal right now. Stay out of the thrive phase. You have a vision of what's coming. So that's going to, hey, I know what's coming. That allows you to feel better. But make your run. 4 more weeks of Ignite. Hit your shape twice a day. 2 capsules mid-morning, 2 capsules mid-afternoon. You can add the fit. It's an amazing muscle protector. So you can add that because fat's burned in muscle. So you can bring the fit in mid-morning, mid-afternoon as well. And just keep rocking. Gluten-free, dairy-free. Follow the Ignite phase, and you're going to take it to that next level.
All right, I'm ready to thrive. It is time to move into the next phase. I'm really excited about it. Hopefully, all of you guys who are watching are ready too, because I think we're ready for some motivation, Mark. From my understanding, you've got some all-stars
yeah,
we're going to be looking at this week.
So last week, we featured our all-stars. So this week, we got 4 new ones. And I want to kick it off with I call it our inspirational all-star. Let me just pull her up here. She just makes me smile. And this lady I saw in California, and I love her. And it is the Kathleen Navarro Camillo. I can't pronounce her last name, but when you look at Kathleen, she is dropping. She is having fun. She is engaged in this, and every single day, she is like the happiest person, and she posts on everyone's posts, and she's such a leader in this group. So Kathleen, you are our inspirational all-star for the week of Zen Project 8.
Woo! Go Kathleen! You are looking good, girl. I love it. It's that progress. I know Kathleen's been working for a while on the Zen program, so I just want to congratulate her for really making this such a lifestyle and keeping it moving. I also love how she comes in the group and encourages everybody, and she's super active, so we love you, Kathleen. Big shout out to you.
We do. So are we ready for the next one, Cassiah?
I think so. What do you got lined up for us?
So I'm ready for our foodie one. So our foodie one goes to Ashley Neiman. And I love foodies because foodie looks good. And she has this turkey avocado. And we saw this. And I love her like little placement of the water bottle there. Mm-hmm. But that's the power of that, is that you start looking at how can you make simple food taste great. So for everyone in the community, make your food pictures look good. Look at the simplicity of it. When I see that, I'm all, man, I want that turkey wrap, organic turkey with some avocado, some lettuce. How easy is that? It takes you literally 3 minutes to make, and it makes you want to do it. This is what diversifying and making food taste good is all about. So well done, Ashley.
Well, way to go, Ashley. It's so funny because when I looked at that, I went yummy, and her caption is yummy lunch. So good for you. That is awesome. I love sprouts and little things like that that you can just add in for texture and for consistency, make a big difference in your wraps. And look at that fresh turkey and fresh avocado. So protein, fats, and carbs, she is doing it up, and drinking her water throughout the day. Fantastic. So rock on. Ashley, thank you for sharing your beautiful photographs with us. Like Mark said, it's so important to have good visuals. So we love seeing them. Keep posting them. All right, Mark.
So my favorite one this week, this goes to my personal, I love Kathleen and Ashley, what you've done, but I must tell you, my favorite one, because it's to my heart, is our MRFK All-Star, which is Shannon Baker, I think Shrags right here. And that, look at that MRFK. I mean, she's got it all set up on that. And that's setting up to win. An MRFK is Mobile Readiness Food Kit. So what I love, Shannon, is you are tearing it up with that.
Okay, this photograph says so many different things to me. I can't even begin to tell you. One, I love the fact that she's got a little book there. So that says to me that she's journaling, or she's writing down, or she's keeping track of things. Two, she's got her Zen swag there. You can go to JanessaGear.com to get some great swag, water bottles, t-shirts, tank tops, fun stuff that you want to represent the brand. And look at all the stuff that she has packed into her MRFK, making it look so simple and so fun. So salute to you, Shannon. So cool. She says she's prepped and ready, feeling great. Nothing's going to hold her back, and we can clearly see that that's true. So fantastic use of photography. Very nice.
I love it. So our last one, our last shout out here goes to one of our youth ones, and we called our Video and Youth All-Star. And this dude, I just love him, man. I love how this was his first video he did, but I love his pictures and his workout stuff. So Brad Stars, this one's for you, my friend. I love this. This is the first video he did. So give him a shout out because he's engaged in this community. When he started, I think he was 17. I think he's 18 now. But I just love how we have this youth movement making their health a priority. So well done, Brad.
Rock on, Brad. I'm gonna pull that back up. I love this because it's 30 seconds. So guys, keep your videos short and sweet. Remember, no self-promoting, no calls to action, stuff like that. But we do genuinely want to hear your stories. So Brad, you did a great job of just sharing with everybody, your progress and what's happening in your journey. So by all means, guys, videos are amazing. We want you to keep them coming. Looking fantastic. So congratulations to you, Brad. Way to get the youth movement happening. Very, very cool.
And then just last shout out, Cassiah, I want to give a personal shout out. I know you and I talked about this, for all the health pros. There are some amazing health pros that are helping answer questions, because this community, it's a big community and it's growing daily. And this is just beta. Wait till launch. So, Renita Brennan, Jerry Ziffer, I wrote everyone down. So Jared Long, Mark and Tracy Regan, Howard Strong, all the health pros. There's so many. There are hundreds of them that are out there engaging, providing great information. And these are trained trainers, nutritionists, nurses, doctors that are part of this community that are able to just provide some additional information to answer your questions. And obviously the whole community, but big shout out to all of them for being part of it and helping out.
Absolutely. And I think that's so important to talk about too, because it doesn't matter what level you're at. We do have health pros and experts in the group to help hold your hand. And we have people who are new and just starting their journey. So every single one of you who are a part of our community, you matter. You matter so much. We thank you for participating. We thank you for being here with us and taking this journey to transform our bodies and our lives together. It's so fun. It's such a fun thing to be a part of and participate with all of you. Mark, thank you so much for leading all of us. You do such a tremendous job every week. We learn so much from you. So any parting thoughts before we close the show tonight that you want to share with the audience?
Yeah, because I thank you and thank you for co-hosting this, and you're the driver of all of this, asking all the questions, and just it's been such a great experience with you, and it's just the beginning for us. Everyone, this is my call to action to you. We are halfway done. I'm going to ask you, we talked about progress over perfection 1% at a time. I'm going to make an invitation to you. I'm going to ask you to raise your game by 10% these next 4 weeks. Wherever you sit right now, I want you to look at yourself and say, look, I've done this. I've accomplished. I'm halfway in. I understand my detox phase. I'm igniting, and I know what's coming with my Thrive phase. If you are not at your goal yet, stay in your Thrive phase. Push yourself for these next 4 weeks. Improve by 10%. Engage, because what I promise you, is that once you take these after pictures and once you stamp yourself 8 weeks done, you're going to be so happy. And remember, just for a little extra motivation, we are looking for the top 100 transformations to be the featured people of the initial launch of Zen Project 8. And the winner, male, female, family, get featured on my CNN show and Headline News Transformation Tuesday. So just a little motivation. Remember what's still at stake.
Sounds like fun. All right, guys, so we're halfway through. Keep thriving. Just a friendly reminder that this Hangout is recorded, so you can share it in your groups and with everybody you know, love, and care about. Also, join us next week right here on this channel at 9 p.m. Eastern, because I believe we're talking about mastering your sleep. So, Mark, a quick 15-second overview of what they're going to get next week.
Yes, you are what you eat, you are what you metabolize. I'm going to teach you the 3 main secrets on how to not have to sleep more, but improve the hours that you are sleeping and take your metabolism results to the next level.
All right, guys, continue to thrive. Do your very best this week. Keep posting in our Facebook community. We love hearing from you guys. Wish you nothing but continued success as you continue your journey with Zen Project 8. Mark, thanks again for being with us tonight and all the information you shared. Big hugs to all of you guys. Next week on the next coaching experience. Good night.
Good night, everyone.